global warming. This is Happy Panda Bear Hour
Yes.
on global warming. We have decided to make an episode on this because we think it's a serious problem
Oh, heck yeah.
that America has, and the whole world has, but America is a very large contributor. Last night we watched Inconvenient Truth. Al Gore, great movie. That was the third time I've seen it.
Third time? No.
Third time.
First time I've seen it.
But it tells you a lot.
Yes. Watch it.
Watch it, seriously, because if you watch it, you'll be changed. And you might even make a video just like this.
Except, yeah.
And we don't have a problem with that. Go ahead, speak your mind. Do what you want. Because that's what we're doing. That's the greatness of YouTube. Okay.
There we go. Good enough.
Good enough? Okay.
Okay.
First problem with global warming.
First problem with global warming is the warming part.
The warming part. 50 years? Go ahead.
What were you saying about 50 years?
In 50 years, if we keep the same trend, we're pretty much screwed. Off the charts. Well, not as low as off the water.
Well,
You can just expand the chart, but it's still really crazy. Because, yeah, it's crazy. Too much carbon dioxide. Now, if you don't know how the whole global warming process works, sun rays from the sun come and heat the earth, and then they bounce off the earth. Well, the earth absorbs the light, turns it into heat, and then the heat escapes in infrared heat. Now, the reason that global warming is happening is because there's too many carbon dioxide molecules up in the atmosphere, so when the infrared heat...
making greenhouse gases.
Just making greenhouse gases, yes. But when the infrared heat tries to escape, it can't, because the carbon dioxide, so it just stays and cooks.
Yeah, cooks.
And it's not good, people. It's not good. Because the atmosphere is the most delicate part of the Earth's everything. It's very thin.
It's
but
it's like a really bad napkin. Where
Yeah.
the water just goes straight through.
Yeah.
It's a really bad
Yeah.
napkin.
But it's what we need to live. Because if we didn't have it, we'd all be pretty much burning alive. But then we wouldn't have lived here anyway, because it would have just been a really hot planet like Mars or Mercury.
And people are saying that, oh, it's a global pattern. There's warming and cooling and ice ages and whatnot, but no, this is not a pattern.
It's not a pattern.
Well,
it is a pattern, but the pattern...
the pattern is in the global warming.
Yeah. The pattern has usually been warm, cool, warm, cool, warm, cool, warm, cool. But now, it's warm,
like
cool, warm, cool, warm. Uber cool, uber warm, and it just... The pattern is amplifying, and it's not good. Let's get on to things that cause CO2 in the atmosphere.
There's a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. We're talking car exhaust, like everybody's heard
Car
of.
exhaust, yeah. Coal factories.
The coal power plants that produce smoke, and they've taken a little bit, filtered the stuff in it. But yes, that's pretty good. But still, they need to do a little bit more. What else is there? Yeah, there's natural things.
Yeah.
But those have been around for years and years and years. Those have been like since the beginning of time. We're just making more. Because we love
making
big
too
cars.
much for the... Like, back in the day, there was a cycle where, carbon dioxide would go up and it eventually, like, get sucked in by plants or whatever. Like, everything was fine, but now we're putting too much CO2 into the atmosphere, and so that's destroying the ozone.
Exactly. Well, the ozone layer is a different thing. Let's not get on that.
Yeah.
It's chlorofluorocarbons. We've taken measures of that, and and save the ozone a little bit. But still, it's the CO2 that's killing us.
Yes.
Things we can do to help, not so much CO2. Turn off a light when you go out of a room, because really, like, a lot of the people on Earth get their power from a coal-powered plant, and if you make less energy, you're not going to burn as much coal. So, in turn, making less CO2.
Yes.
Cars.
Hydroelectric power.
There's that. There's
You know,
substitution for fuels. They're coming up with those. Those are really good. Those are helping in two places: CO2 and finding renewable resources. Because we're going to run out of gas sooner or later. I mean, look at the prices.
yeah.
What else was there? There was, okay, our standards for selling cars, like brand new cars, our miles per gallon is like 30 miles per gallon. In Japan right now, it's like 55 miles per gallon. You can't buy a new car that has less miles per gallon than that, and if you do, it's against the law.
I mean,
It's
even
55 miles per gallon. It's insane. That's like double ours.
even Australia has higher miles per gallon
Yeah.
on cars than us.
And
Australia.
California's taken the initiative, which is really cool, to
Go
have a 30 and then 30 miles per gallon like this year, and then they're going up. They're going up. So to cope with the CO2 stuff, and there's companies suing California for doing that, because by the time like 2010 they're going to have the same amount, they're going to have the same standard as China does now in 2010. But China has that now.
Yeah.
And if you look at the car companies, Toyota, all the Japanese and Chinese makers, they're making way more money than Ford and GM are, because they just are. And it's because the miles per gallon. We're out of time.
Yeah, we're out of time.
We're out of time. We
Get a book on global warming.
Get a book on global warming.
Research it.
ride a bike. Go somewhere on a bike. Walk. I know. Use your legs. It's crazy. America,
Nice talk.
do it. Okay. Chill out on the energy.
Yes.
Help us. Okay. Because we don't want to die because of heat. Okay. We like to live, and I'm pretty sure you and your relatives would too. So, this has been Happy Panda Bear Hour on global warming on SRX.
At 4A984.
Okay. Listen.